2025 CV 133 Andrew Turner versus Abigail Shanks.
No, microphone listen. Certainly not. And we're gonna need battery or whatever
That got continued.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
The
okay.
other attorney,
You can just keep it.
Scott Daniel notified me that it's a motion for default.
Okay.
And Scott Daniel notified me last week that he had been retained and filed a notice of appearance. And I thought we had called yesterday and said that Mr. Daniel was
Not a problem, it was continued, so we'll just take it off the docket.
right. It was a motion for default,
Okay.
and now has an attorney. So
2025 PR 96 regarding the estate of Alveda Hines by Matthew West.
Good morning.
Matt West, Madison County Bar.
So I've read through the file. This is just a motion to bring the real property into the estate because there's no assets with which to satisfy TennCare's claim. Anybody here opposing this motion? No opposition, your motion is granted. Yeah, order. Yes, thank you.
2023 CV 216 to Lisa Hinton versus Stefan Hinton.
Just that's here for a final hearing with Ms. Roberts and myself. I kind of filed a quick motion to continue yesterday. I'd like to take that up before we take up the final hearing. Mr. Hinton's on Zoom, I believe. He should be waiting.
Bring him in if he's not. All right, Mr. Hinton has been admitted. He has not turned on his camera, but I'll ask him. There he is. All right, thank you.
Judge, last time we were in court, you instructed Mr. Hinton to get a job, which he has done. He has been employed now with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department. He's at the training academy now to get post-certified. He had arranged to have today off. He was going to get off last night, get here, do the final hearing, drive back, be back to the academy Wednesday morning, whatever that took. It's in Greene County, Tennessee, and unfortunately we've had quite a snowstorm. I think they're around 18 inches somewhere there. Normally they get to go home on the weekends. His testimony would be they got on lockdown this weekend. Their director wouldn't let anybody leave, and that's still kind of in place. Fear is, I guess, if they leave, they'll get stranded and miss more time and have to redo the entire class. It's just a victim we're a victim of Mother Nature today, and with the snowstorm the way it is, I really don't want to try a case with him on Zoom. I like to have my client present at the table so that I can speak with him. So I would ask that the matter get reset for another day. I've shared with Ms. Roberts a letter from the director of Walter State that I could give to the court. That kind of explains the situation that he's in. It does state that, he's on lockdown as of January 31st. So there's really just no way he could be there. He would testify he actually drove up there in the Montgomery County Ford Explorer, and it's there. He said it was doing horrible in the snow, and he was trying to get out of Montgomery County to get back to the
This hearing went off the rails fast. A defendant finally got the job the judge wanted him to get, joined the sheriff's department, and was ready for court, but then a massive snowstorm trapped him at a police academy under lockdown with nearly 18 inches of snow. Now the entire case is suddenly delayed, and his lawyer is begging the judge not to force a Zoom trial while he's stranded. Bad luck or the craziest courtroom excuse ever? What do you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe to Legal Lens for more crazy courtroom drama.
So according to this, he's going to be basically involved in that until March 13th.
That, I thought he told me last night, March the 3rd, maybe March 13th, yes, something like that. It does say March 13th.
He will be a student in the training academy from January the 12th to March 13th. And Ms. Roberts, any response?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, we were here, Mr. Hinton has of course, started this case out with an order of protection due to domestic assault. And then he was ordered to pay child support, which he utterly failed to do and had to have a contempt petition came up. Now he's in contempt. This will be, I think, the third stint of contempt where he's failed to pay child support since October. Your Honor, this is a man who left his family, started having a relationship with a paramour, got her pregnant.
This is the one that was the cheerleader?
Yeah, so he started having an affair with his little girl's cheerleading coach, who was friends, that is now utterly destroyed that relationship. And now he's decided, I guess his stepfather, who's here, who's come to testify, who is with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, assisted him, even though he has an order of protection for domestic assault, to be employed as a peace officer. And the fact is, this matter was set at least 2 to 3 months ago. When we were here on, again, his other failure to pay, he lost his job because of fault and just quit paying child support in October. My client has been here with the 2 children without any support with this man. Then I got an email from Mr. Hawley yesterday stating that Mr. Hinton was on lockdown at the training academy, the post-training academy there in the
lockdown is because of weather?
Well, it
seems to say both ways, that he's on lockdown because of the weather, but also then they're asking for him not to be able to miss any further classes.
Well, and that's the thing that bothered me, and why, I was out of the office yesterday afternoon after I got this, and as I read this letter from Director Stansel, it says, due to the requirements of the Tennessee Peace Officer Standard and Training Commission, requiring basic training of police officers, if Mr. Hinton were to miss any training classes during these dates listed above, he would be required to return during the next academy to make up the missed classes in order to become a certified officer. So why couldn't he just do that? He says he made arrangements. Mr. Hawley's office told in an email, Ms. Bobby said he had made arrangements to be off.
Well, I want to hear from Mr. Hawley about it, but it does seem to me that there's a distinction between the weather lockdown, which I certainly understand, considering I took my life in my hand the last 2 mornings and driving on my road, the Ridge Road, which is completely ridiculously in bad shape, and made it here. But that's one thing. The other is, whether or not he can make up these training classes, because I have February the 19th or 20th available to hear this case in its entirety.
Well, and my scenario is, Judge, it's at some point in time, Mr. Hinton needs to quit being the focus. Mr. Hinton left his family, put them in a situation where there was an order of protection. He failed to support his family. He moved on with another one, had another child out of wedlock, came before this court and wanted to have this whole, my client was put their child in therapy. She's the one that's carried them to therapy, done all of the stuff. She's the one that's done without, because Mr. Hinton just needs to find himself. And I
understand that, and I agree with that.
It's frustrating that Mr. Hinton thinks that he's the center of everybody's world.
Which is why I'm offering you, the weather is one issue, and I do understand that has been a problem. The reason that I'm suggesting it for later in the month is so that we can address those issues, and he'll just have to make up a class.
And what dates were those?
19th and 20th of February. I was supposed to be trying a first-degree murder case that got continued. The backup case was a week-long civil personal injury case, and it got settled.
This divorce hearing got brutally personal fast. The husband's lawyer blamed a huge snowstorm for why he couldn't appear in court, saying he was stuck at police academy training, but then the wife's attorney unloaded on him in front of the judge. She accused him of abandoning his family, cheating with his daughter's cheer coach, getting her pregnant, and ignoring child support while his wife struggled alone with the kids. Even the judge sounded frustrated, saying everything seems to revolve around him. What do you guys think, bad luck or just another excuse? Like, comment, and subscribe to Legal Lens for more crazy courtroom drama.
So I have the 19th and the 20th. I've already given out the other dates, the 17th and the 18th. Those have already been given out. So
And I'll make myself available.
19th or 20th. I'd rather do it on a Thursday.
Manifest court.
Yes.
So Judge, again, we're ready today, except for Mother Nature.
You should be ready on the 19th or the 20th.
Well, if he's here, and again, this is the problem with not having a client here, I can't turn around and ask him a question.
I'll take a recess in this case or give you an opportunity to talk to your client, but I'm of the opinion based on this letter that he can make up the class that he misses if we're here, this case on the 19th. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt about the weather because it is bad, and it's just a question of whether or not he's, the only situation is, in my opinion, this case needs to get heard and disposed of, and that this is not Mrs. Hinton's problem. It is your client's problem. I'm giving him an opportunity to be heard in person on the 19th.
And I'll definitely address that with you. The concern, of course, everybody wants him to get a job. Everybody wants him to pay child support, wants him to pay spousal support. There's been a contempt filed, and I filed a motion to alter or amend the child support and the spousal support sometime back to have it heard with the original case when he lost his job. We were here asking for, if the court will remember, some additional days of visitation to kind of increase that a little bit, to get some unsupervised and things of that nature. The court put down an order, which I'm still, I think Ms. Roberts has done an order that was due, and I've got to do this one. You did kind of increase that a little bit, but one of the things you told him was you would not give him any weekday visitation because you expected him to go out and get a job. And of course, he's done that. And, if we set this, and I'll talk to him, I'm just concerned that if he misses the 19th or the 20th based on everything going on now and he can't do the class, then we're back in the same, we're in the worst shape that we were in before we ever got started. He's trying to correct everything. And if he gets kicked out of the class because of, having to hear that on the 19th, then we're kind of in a worse position than it would be if we would have it heard just 30 more days.
I understand that.
I'd like to have a chance to talk to him.
I've given you 2 days. Case will be heard on one of those 2 days. The 19th would be my preference, but I can do it on the 19th or the 20th. But it's going to get heard this month. So
I have the 19th available. I've got a mediation on the 20th.
we said for the 19th, you can talk to your client about what arrangements he needs to make to be able to participate. He would obviously be missing classes today to do that. He's not, so now he can go to those classes, and then he'll. I would think they will give him the benefit of the doubt to make up a class. According to the letter, he can make the class up and become post-certified. This is my understanding is there is a distinction between having a job working for the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department and getting post-certified. What he's trying to do is get it post-certified. There are many officers that work for sheriff's departments around here and police departments that are not post-certified. It's a step forward in his career, but it is not going to keep this court from hearing this case on the 19th. So he needs to make whatever arrangements he can do. It looks like he's shaking his head in the affirmative that he can do that. So I'm going to.
I need to talk to him. Can you do that? Can we just ask him? Is there a need for us to discuss it?
I'm setting this case for the 19th. I assume you can make arrangements with your employer or with the training there to be available in person here on the 19th, correct? All right, he's muted, so
Okay, fair enough.
he says he can be here, so the 19th it is.
19th it is.
9 o'clock that morning, and this will be the only case we will be hearing.
Outstanding.
And Your Honor, Mr. Holly accepted the service on the motion on the petition for contempt.
All right. Everything that we've got in this case needs to be heard on the 19th. All right.
Well, can we have the contempt heard at the same time? We kind of have to bifurcate. That's my understanding.
You have to, if it's a criminal contempt, it has to be bifurcated. If it's civil contempt, it can be heard with a divorce.
Okay, I think it's so. So I think it's so. I think it's so. All right, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Henry, we'll see you on the 19th. Mr. Holly, if you need to talk to him, you can call him while.
I will. I don't, if he's okay with that, then I don't have a need. I just wondered if he had an issue with it. I wanted to make sure we addressed it.
It's a civil contempt, Your Honor.
Yeah, I thought it was. Okay, that's not.
Thank you, Mr. Henry.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
This courtroom exploded when the judge finally snapped over non-stop excuses. After the husband blamed snowstorms, police training, and scheduling problems for missing court, the judge hit back hard and basically said, "Your family isn't paying the price for your choices anymore." Then came the bombshell. He ordered the man to show up in person no matter what, even if it meant missing police academy classes and risking his career plans. With child support drama, contempt accusations, and family betrayal all crashing together, the tension in this hearing went through the roof. What do you guys think? Brutal reality check or judge went too far? Like, comment, and subscribe to Legal Lens for more crazy courtroom drama.
In the next case,
It's running late.
all right, Christy Thornberry versus Tristan Thornberry is a motion to dissolve a no contact order, and that I'm told Miss Duke is involved in that along with Mr. Holly. So, and I'm told she's running late. So
That's what I understand. I'm kind of texting with her back and forth, but it's actually a motion to amend the 2024 order. It's a handwritten motion he filed again in jail. You've already heard one of them. So it's just a motion to amend that order. It's not necessarily to dissolve the contract.
Well,
Part of the amendment.
Mr. Thornberry, I think, is here, so he's no longer obviously incarcerated. So
He's not, Your Honor, and I had filed on behalf of the paternal grandparents, a grandparent visitation case when Mr. Thornberry was incarcerated. And so that's not part of this. They're not,
paternal or maternal? Paternal.
I represent paternal. And again, that's not, these haven't been merged, but again, there is a companion case that will be affected by what the court does in this matter. Because again, the father's visitation, if it's altered, it affects the grandparent visitation.
Well, let's take it one step at a time, but we'll first of all, I'll step off. We'll take a recess and allow Ms. Duke to, do we know where she is? I know she has some issues that she needed to address this morning. So
Said it would be between 9 and 11, so I got, but I'll call her while you're off the bench.
she'll be here between 9 and 11.
That was what I asked her what her ETA was. She goes, just somewhere between 9A and 11A. She's waiting on some.
That's fine.
So I get it.
I've been there and done that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give her the opportunity to be here, but obviously it would be better for us to know for sure what time, but just let her know we're waiting on her.
This family court hearing turned into absolute chaos within seconds. A recently jailed father came back to court trying to change a no-contact order, but then the entire case hit a wall when one of the lawyers was missing and could supposedly arrive sometime between 9 and 11. Seriously? Meanwhile, grandparents were fighting for visitation rights, multiple cases were colliding at once, and the judge looked completely fed up trying to keep track of the non-stop drama. What started as a simple hearing quickly spiraled into a full-blown courtroom mess. What do you guys think? Dysfunctional family drama or total legal circus? Like, comment, and subscribe to Legal Lens for more crazy courtroom drama.